What's going on, brothers? It's Mgtow, you over the name. Got a video for you. It's written title. It's Dead, Part 7. Here goes. So, of course, the demented creatures, those tone-deaf Cro-Magnons, those trad cucks, are still trying to punk and con young men into getting married. You know, the same bogus-ass argument. You chose the wrong one. There's some good ones out here. Just get married, tie that knot, take one for the team. And their antics are proof positive why they will always be controlled opposition. Nothing else. You see, they like to pretend that feminism didn't happen. They like to pretend that no-fault divorce isn't a thing. They like to pretend that 3 to 4 generations of men and boys have not been hamstrung and driven to the fucking dirt. Because, if my memory serves me correctly, wasn't it one of their conservative icons that legalized no-fault divorce? Ronald Reagan? Didn't he legalize no-fault divorce? Well, when he did that, he delivered the death stroke to marriage. And after that, in the 90s, some trollop came with a concept called starter marriages for trollops who wanted to get married, get divorced, and collect the loot. And then we fast forward to today. There was a subreddit where these trollops came up with female dating strategies. And the female dating strategies just amounts to extortion. How much should I get out of men? How much should I get out of him for doing next to nothing? But yet and still, these tone-deaf Cro-Magnons, these conservatives, you know what? I can't even really call them conservatives anymore because they're not really conserving anything. You know, we'll call them by the same name we call these feminists. We'll call feminism and these trad cooks yesterday's dog shit. That's what we'll call them. We'll call them yesterday's dog shit because they're not conserving anything. If they were serious about conserving marriage, they would have put the brakes on this no-fault divorce shit and this harlotry, this chicanery a long fucking time ago. But they didn't. They wanted to ignore the elephant in the room and go for the low-hanging fruit, which is corn, video games, bachelorhood, take your pick. These individuals will forever be a joke. They're a joke. They're trying to save marriage. They want the fertility to climb back up, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because even if they did away with no-fault divorce, they still have another problem to deal with. The soaring STD rates. You know, prenatal syphilis. And these generations of ditch pigs and walking trash cans who promote the idea that men aren't necessary. They're strong, independent, they can do bad by themselves. Being a single mother is A-okay. How are they going to deal with that? How are they going to fix that pathology? They can't. They're not going to. They're going to continue to ignore the elephant in the room, and the situation is going to wax worse and worse. You see, they can throw the incel card out all the fuck they want. But it doesn't change the fact that their conservative icon legalized no-fault divorce, which effectively delivered the death stroke to marriage. And before that, feminists like Linda Gordon pushed for the destruction of nuclear family. I mean, they can't deny this. She said so herself. The nuclear family must be destroyed. This is what these feminists pushed for. They got their wish. So fertility is gone. They even pushed to get rid of anonymity for sperm donors, so they can start suing sperm donors for child support. All of this has made this civilization anti-family. You can't raise a family here. The situation, the atmosphere, the environment is unsightly. But they're still trying to feign ignorance, pretending we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But the truth is, they know what we're talking about. We should just man up, tie the knot. We should stop being a wuss. Take one for the team. It is your duty to marry one of these walking trash cans, one of these science projects, and one of these STD receptacles who's 40 plus years old and ready to settle down. No, fuck that. Let them stay out there. Let them stay out there and keep playing dumb out here. You see, the fertility rate is gone, the layoffs are here, and one of those serpents in a high place dumped his stock, so that means there's probably a market crash coming. But despite all of this, you're supposed to put it out of your mind. Man up. Get married. It's your duty. What about your bloodline? What about your bloodline? That is a chicken shit, bogus argument. What about your bloodline? If these tone-deaf Cro-Magnons were so worried about their bloodline, then they wouldn't have left Europe and plundered the fucking planet. They don't give a solid red fuck about their bloodline. If they did, then feminism wouldn't exist. If they did, their fertility rates wouldn't be non-existent. But if you're a young man, worth your salt, you should ignore all the chicanery. Man up, get married. Take one for the team. It's your duty. You must do this. Marriage is dead. Because these feminists and these tone-deaf Cro-Magnons did nothing to save it. They did nothing. They chose to get in bed with the very same feminists and the very same science projects who destroyed marriage and are responsible for plunging their fertility rate into the shitter. They're not going to address it, so nothing's going to change. But right now they want to scapegoat bachelors. And they've been calling these PUA roaches, these dating roaches, incels. And the bitch made Sims and the YouTube derelicts parrot their talking points, not knowing that incels actually didn't come from brothers. The first incels were actually white, if you watch Revenge of the Nerds. But bitch made Sims don't read and can't count. They're stupid by choice. And that's why they're going to stay losing. But yeah, marriage is dead because these feminists killed it, and these trad cucks and tone-deaf Cro-Magnons did nothing to save it. Nothing. Oh, and for the ditch pigs and the walking trash cans who say that, well, young men and men have no choice but to give women what they want. The hell we do. You see, Men with their soul, men who have eyes ears to hear, they have options. And most of these tread thoughts and these ditch pigs can't compete. You see, AI girlfriends, video games, passports, foreign women, and peace and quiet have got these ditch pigs beat. It's got them beat. Who can compete with peace and quiet? Who's going to compete with AI girlfriends? Who's going to compete with passports? Who's going to compete with that? They can't. Well, you brothers with your soul, you brothers of eyes ears to hear, listen to this. These tone-deaf Cro-Magnons, these nether apes, they're yesterday's dog shit. They're not conserving a fucking thing. All they can do is try to punk and con young men into getting married and partaking in an institution that they helped destroy. And every time they pull this chicken shit, all you have to do is fall back, pull up a chair, pop some popcorn, and watch the jokes write themselves. That's all you got to do. This is Mgtow. So I got for you, brothers. Like the baddest here in the commentary, if you subscribe. If you want to donate, this is my channel. You find a tip jar. On the right side of the screen, this is your plus icon. A cash app there too. All right, brothers. All right, fam. You know it's real. You know routine. Go away, live away. SYSBM. As for these ditch pigs, these nether apes, these tone-deaf Cro-Magnons, those are probably say how we say it. Give them nothing. This has been Mgtow PSA. Welcome to State. See you soon.